In step 2, we're looking at features in Google Docs. One of the first features I'm going to show you is right under Tools, and you're going to scroll down to Voice Typing. If this is the first time you've used this, then you may have a little box appear here saying Allow to use microphone, and say yes. I've already done that, so I just need to turn my microphone on by clicking on the mic. It turns red, and now you will see that everything that I say is being recorded. I am not typing at the moment, period. I can also use punctuation, period, just as you do when you are texting, period. Now I'm just going to ramble on, and there will be no punctuation. A student can do the same thing, write an essay, come back and correct it once the microphone is turned off. Period. And now I'm turning off the mic, and I'm getting rid of that, and here I am. Next, we're going to look at tools again, and we're going to translate this document. So let's take a look at this. English here. Let's pick another language. Translate document. Choose a language. I'm going to look for French. And of course, it's not going to be perfect. It creates a new document. Let's see. Well, I certainly see French words. And you can see je peux aussi. I can also use punctuation. Pretty close. A native speaker will tell you it's not exact, but pretty close. You could translate your French back into English and it would still change. And you can keep translating. Each time you do this, it's a new document. All right. And now next, let's look at, I'm going to erase that. I'm going to go back to my mock document. We're going to look at this little button down here called Explore. You can find this little star here. You can also find it up here under Explore. And so click here, and you can search for things. I'm writing an essay. I'm writing an essay on Maya Angelou, who was born many years ago. Right. I need to learn a lot more about Maya Angelou. So I'm going to type in her name and see what pops up. Now I have 3 areas I can search here. I have the web, I have images, and I have my own Google Drive where I actually have some information on her. I'm going to go back to the web, and I can look at my various sources. You want to tell students not to use Wikipedia because it's not very credible at times. So you would look for a website that looks more credible. And I like this one up here, Cagebird Legacy. And I can go to that website and I can take a quote. Takes me right to a website and I can read through there, and I could copy a quote, and then I could see where my cursor is. I could hit that quote, cite as a footnote, and I'll receive that little 1. And if I go down to the bottom, it footnotes for me. If I don't want that style, which is MLA, I could choose Chicago. Let's see if that makes it any different down there. And so I have a slightly different way, although it looks very similar. So depending on what style you use, if you see that quotation mark come up, you can just do your citation there. I also want an image, and I can just drag it over. That's a little large. And so to keep the proportion, I always go from the corner, and I can shrink that. Except for I think I was editing that, so I'll go back up. I'm going to take that again, just to show you. You can just drag, and I'm going to click from the corner. Now, there's also a lot of her dress there. I'm going to click on it again, and I'm using the right click, crop, and I can just trim the picture. So I can resize in proportion by going to the corner and taking the blue, and I can double click on the image and crop, and then I take these markers here and side to side. You don't lose proportion there. All right, and that's Sum of Tools.